doing more clips, and I think gonna go Rex. Yeah. 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 Oh yeah. Here we go. Whatever happens, happens. It's already predetermined. All we have to do is just ride out the wave and make the best of the situation that we're offered. Let's have a look at this try shop. I think the best thing in here is probably going to be that sticky bomb. So that's not too bad. Actually, this might not be too bad. Because, yeah. Essentially, with Rex's Mouse 1, we've offset already the detriment of having less health. That's actually pretty good. I never even imagined that. I don't think anymore about these things. I just do. I function based off impracticality. I forgot to say hello. Hello. How are you? It's been a while. I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. I already asked how you are, but I hope it's going well. I'm glad you could join me. What a day. What a fantastic circumstance we've just run into. Aegis, holy crap, okay. And another sticky bomb. Okay, so far, we're looking pretty good. We are looking exceptionally well for a Rex build. And I'm interested to see where this goes. Do I just speedrun this stage? Should I? It's an incredibly strong loadout from the beginning. And I don't think things will go amiss if I just zoom up until stage 4. I think one more chest and I'll do it. And I'll just disappear. Ooh, it's right down here. Don't know how I missed it. Right, a minute. Do I have a minute? Can I do this? Potentially. Gonna pop that. Gonna pop that. Hit that. More of these. Schwapow. Hug the butt. Okay. This is not working the way I thought it would. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, I'm gonna be very honest. That one was a hard butt clencher. Like super hard. Like crush a diamond between the cheeks. Hard. I almost died. How does Rex's R work? How the hell does this thing work? Heals for every target hit. But it felt like I was getting nothing from that. That I was just... yeah, I was doing nothing. I don't know. Rex has always been someone I just barely play. Never play Rex. But I'm open to learning. I'm open to learning. I find myself not having much to say this time. So this might be a very slow one. I feel like, no. This isn't, it might not, it's not a might. This is a slow one. I don't know. I don't have much to say. It's kind of one of those nights where you just do things. You just go about it. Wondering. What could have been? Enjoy the music, I suppose. I'm sure I'll have plenty to say later on. Just I think for now, I just want to make sure that I'm gearing up properly. I think. Alright, let me test this here. Okay, how does Aegis work on this? Because it just seems like Aegis is not working at all. I'm doing the thing, and the thing isn't happening. Let's do one of these. Boom. Yeah, I'm just not seeming to overheal. So... Oh. Oh. Yes, please. Yes, please. 3 syringes, easy, no problem. Down, down, down. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'm just gonna give all these away. Syringes are heavily important for Rex. Way more than sticky bombs, I'd say. Hit another one of those. Just keep healing. Okay. So, still a bit weak. I'm still not happy. I'm not happy at all. But we're getting there. I know there's another playboy over here. Just about to turn that corner. He's already charging. Yep. Knew it. Get lost. Stupid idiot. Oh man. That's a fun ability. That is a fun one. Okay. Decent firing speed. Let's pop one of these. Get that nice crispy heal. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's have a look for some chests, some boxes. We're running a little bit late, but I think we can get away with it. So what I need to do now is I think I need to build for status. I need to find bleeds, I need to find, ironically, some sticky bombs. Yeah, ironically I do need to find some sticky bombs. Some movement speed would be very helpful. Gasoline, which I believe, yep, we have gasoline in there. But what else do we have? A topaz brooch. And what else? War banner. Yeah, I'll take the gasoline. Okay, and with the ignition tank, okay, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good increase in damage. Because what's the worst thing I could face here? The worst thing I could face here is 2 Dune Striders. I think there's no out healing those 2 behemoths. So, you know, kind of want to not deal with that. But then there are the vagrants too. It's just a mess. Utility, utility. Please give me movement. Damn. I mean, if we're stacking, then it's not a bad shout. But at the same time, you know, you don't really want to stun grenade when you move like a concrete brick. But luckily, we got a Beetle Queen. Aye, ooh, yo, 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 yo. Ooh. Ooh, I think I'm understanding now. I think I'm understanding how this works. So it pulls them in. Okay, just don't use the robot abilities. Use the nature abilities. Be more in touch with the nature side. Rex is kind of cool. Rex is kind of dope. He's sort of like, if you would put him in like a D&D setting, he's sort of like a warforged druid. A scion of nature, yet the complete anathema of it. You know, the antithesis of nature. The complete polar opposite. And that's kind of cool. Opposites are always cool. Like a demonic paladin. Because it's not just... I think it's not just the idea that, oh, opposites. It's about, for me, like, from a personal view, it's about the backstory you can create with that. Especially in a fantasy setting. Because there's so many avenues you could take. Like, if you create an elf that's, you know, all about protecting the green, that's pretty vanilla. Like, it's cool, and you can make a really good story with it, but it's very linear. You know, elf will always protect. They're literally born. They're raised to do it. It's the most predictable storyline. Yes, you could be, you know, one of those twisted elves who says, do you know what? Bun the forest. We're gonna go crazy. We're gonna burn it down. We're gonna sap the tree of life and take its divinity to power ourselves up. That would be pretty cool. That would actually be super cool. You could make a whole subgenre of elf based off the cannibalism of other elves. Damn. I gotta be careful. Someone might take my ideas. Well, if you do take my ideas, please let me know so I can help you. I would like to make my machinations a reality sometimes. But that would be kind of a cool idea. A cannibalistic subspecies of elf that instead of embracing nature, decided to pervert it, so to speak. They consume, devour, and through that they gain profane strength. They don't harness nature, they sort of like, oh, what's it? What am I thinking of? Like in the Dark Knight's Metal. So in Dark Knight's Metal, there is the different versions of Batman, right? And for one of the universes, it's actually a Batwoman, and she had to go to war with Atlantis, and she did surgery on herself, and by doing that surgery on herself, she actually, I can't remember what entirely the process was, but what I do remember is that she created an army of basically zombified Atlanteans. Like the Dead something? And they were just complete opposites of Atlanteans, but they were enough to essentially be different creatures that could function the same way. So it'd sort of be like this, is what I'm getting at. There'd be like a subspecies of elves that pervert the natural order and gain power from it, or gain strength from that. You can make a whole campaign with something like that. Do you know what? That's a good idea. I might do that. I might write that. But it goes back to my point about opposites being the best thing. Because even then, with that entire scenario I've just kind of headcanoned, you're still playing in the realm of elves. You're still playing within a certain environment. Because you can't take that subspecies of elf and say, okay, we're going to put you in the middle of a desert. Or we're going to take you to an arid wasteland. Radioactive, dead, mutated things, Fallout type vibe. You can't do that. Because it will contradict, or not contradict, but it'll be hard to create a power struggle when there are no avenues for that power to be renewed. If you're basing it on a certain condition, which is, you know, nature. So opposites do have that aspect of openness. If you have a Warforged Druid, does it forsake its programming to protect? Or does it give in to its software and say, nature is basically the opposite of what I am, and there is no way I can develop my existence by taking this path, so I'm going to corrupt nature and create a cybernetic forest, something like that, spread a nanovirus? Or does it embrace nature and become something more alloy based? Instead of being a hard metal, you become an alloy. Does that sort of make sense, what I'm getting at there? I really like that idea. I don't know what it is about this night, but I think I've just had like a calm playlist on. I've been listening to like some of those just like I don't know, spiritual kind of songs. Songs that make you think, songs that are sort of reflective songs. And all these ideas just come to me. Like, I've got an idea for a story that I want to write. Just like a short story. But I think the premise is good, because I always have a hard time thinking of a story. I have a hard time thinking of where I want to go with certain things. And then tonight it's just all hit me. Like, hey, this is a good idea. I'm gonna keep the idea to myself, just because it's no fun if you say everything. But I think it has legs, and I think I like the way it sits in my mind. So I'm gonna see if I can rock that. Okay, let's see if we can fix this scenario. We are getting overhealed. That's great. We're doing some decent but slow damage. There's some fast damage. Let me see if I can back out. That healing is going to be a bit of a nasty one. It's alright. It's not too bad. I just need either a double jump or something to float in the air a bit more. Can you just piss off? Okay. Bit slow, bit spicy, but we did it. And what do we get? Squid turret. Not too bad. Honestly, not too bad. I'll take it. Okay. Stage 3 done. So it looks like we have legs. We have legs here. Now let's see if we can improve upon our situation. Nuts. Actually, not too bad. Nature. Tying well into our topic about nature. Nuts. We're gonna go the other way. Let's go a different way. And hopefully I can dodge this. Nope. Bounce back. So we don't take full damage. Well, hopefully. I think that's how it works. It breaks your fall. Well, it doesn't break your fall, but I think the momentum shift acts as a way of breaking your fall. Because if you're falling down in an arc, you're slowly gaining speed and you're gaining velocity, and that's what will cause the damage, right? But if you know, hit one of these, you're kind of putting a pause in that momentum. And so it doesn't hurt. So somewhere along the line, physics, I should know this, but my brain not work so good at late time like now. So here I am. It's been a good weekend though. Can't lie, good weekend. A few hiccups, a few rocky starts, but it's been a good weekend. All in all, I've been unlocking the past, so to speak. Taking another trip through nostalgia. What have I discovered this time, I hear you ask from the other side of the screen? Well, let me inform you. I rediscovered my love for Black Lagoon, the anime. Magnificent. And, well, I'm a bit biased towards it because it has one of my... It has my biggest crush from anime in it. 100% biggest crush, and I've recently just, like, been reminded of that. Balalaika. I love her character so much. She is one of my first and will always be my top tier, like top of the list. Every time you ask me, I will say her. She is my anime crush. She is my top tier, 100%. I love her character. And I've been rewatching scenes again, and I fell in love with her again. I'm not gonna lie to you. Bit weird, I know. She's not real, but I love her character to death, man. There's this one scene I've been seeing. She attacks Mr. Chin. You know, she finds him, and then she's like beating him up, and then her accent slips up, because for the most part she has that American accent, right? And I watched dub for Black Lagoon because I think it's one of the best dubs. It's up there with just an insanely amazing dub, and the voice actress for Balalaika, amazing. I love the kind of woman that will kill me. that encompasses everything you need to know about my tastes. And yeah, so she's attacking Chin, and her accent slips out, and there's just a moment where he's, you know, on the floor bloodied, and she picks him up, and she's standing there, and her crew aren't doing anything because they know she'll handle it, and she just goes, "Pray. That is the only thing you can do while you are still alive." And I just, oh mate, love it. I love it. It's amazing. So yeah, ask me whenever, wherever, she will always be my top tier waifu. Ay, this is actually super tricky. I need some kind of movement soon, like more movement. Ay. Okay, backing up here. I need to reposition like crazy. This is just not, it's not holding up. It's really just not holding up. Maybe I took too long on the third stage. I think I did. Or maybe the second stage. I took too long on the second stage. But I think we can get through it. I believe. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. That's, you know, I'm grateful, but it's not what I need at all. But I'll take it regardless. Sneaky, sneaky. What was that? Razor. Ooh, lovely. Lovely. Razor wire is the best for Rex. Oh, no. This is not where I want to be. I'm justifiably in a position I'd rather not be in. But the cream will always rise to the top. Oh, yeah. It's the Macho Man. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, what the hell? How the fuck is that legal? How the fuck is that legal? How is that legal? Dude, Rex is so freaking slow, man. I feel... Nah, do you know what? That's not enough. We're going again. We're gonna cut across from the usual formula. We're going again. That was such a good run as well. It's just, why is he so slow? He can't move. He has no dash. He has no ability. He's just, oh. I love Rex, but quite frankly, I don't like using him. That's it. Can't stand using him. He's a pain in my ass. Absolute pain. His playstyle just doesn't suit me at all. He should have had, do you know what he should have had? He should have had homing. He should have had homing attacks. Like Huntress. That would have made him so much better. Honestly, with Rex, just don't stop moving. And don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Ooh, copyright? Maybe. I'm shaking. I'm quivering. I'm crying. Okay, lag. Maybe that's a sign. One thing I've downloaded recently, and I've been playing a little bit more, or I'm trying to play a bit more, that's going to be quite good, is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, my relationship with Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a very bipolar one. One minute I'm okay with it, the next minute I can't stand it. One minute I'm happy, next second I'm sad. But I think the one thing I will give it is that they smashed it out of the park with creating an ancient world. Assassin's Creed has always captured that feeling of reminiscence. You always feel like you're traveling through somewhere that just seems so lost in the tapestry of time. And I will give all of those developers at Ubisoft, I will give them that. Everyone who works on that game, I will give you your flowers for that. Because in terms of art direction, in terms of world feel, you knock it out of the park. Maybe sometimes you drop the ball a bit. But I will say, for Odyssey, it's amazing. What I won't say about Odyssey is I play that game for anything other than the world. Because that's just not... That would be incorrect. I play that game 100% for the world. And honestly, I picked the game up because it was cheap. Same thing with Origins. Picked it up because it was cheap. It was the first time... I was always skeptical about the games going into open worlds. Always. And I was kind of right. Because now people kind of... They're just Witcher clones. Essentially. And it sucks because the whole point of being inspired by another game is that you're supposed to build upon it. To create an innovation. By all means, you know, if a formula works, it works. But if you're not going to change the formula a little bit, and if you're going to keep it kind of roughly the same, while also saying that we're going to limit some of the role-playing elements that the inspiration had. Like dialogue trees, for example. Or character development. Then you end up with an inferior product and a lower standard. I don't know, maybe I just, I don't know. But all I do know is that I was never an Odyssey fan. I liked Origins because Bayek had development. I wanted to be Bayek. But I think Odyssey was the first one where you got to choose who you wanted to be. I found out later that Cassandra is canon. But I never felt that. I always liked Alexios. Alexios fit more with the narrative. That's just how I saw it. I preferred it that way. I've never played Cassandra. But I guess you could put that down to... I guess you could still say that, you know, both characters were present in the game. In Valhalla, it's basically just a gender choice. It's completely 2D. It's either you want to be male or female. There's no female Eivor variant in the game, I suppose. I don't know, I've never played it. I've just heard that Valhalla seems very lifeless, and that there's too much to do. Which, I don't know. But I might pick it up anyway, because it's for the same reason I play Odyssey. The world. The world is beautiful. I will give it that it is the perfect game to play when you've had a long day and you don't really want to think. You just want to walk. It's like Skyrim, but with a lot more... what's the word? Immersion, I suppose. And that's definitely not the right word. It's just a placeholder for the lack of the proper word. I just... Oh God, I don't know what to say about it. It just feels like you're traveling when you're in that game. That's what it is. You feel like you're on a journey. Like you're just going from one place to another, get in a boat, sail across the sea, go to another land, see the people there, rinse and repeat. Skyrim feels like a journey, yes, but it's also memed so much, and there's so much derpy stuff that happens, that you still feel like you're in the same land. It's just recolored. It's a product of its time, if you don't mod it, and modding it is its own thing. I've spent nights, I've spent days sitting in front of a PC just modding that game. It's an art form in itself, and honestly, I enjoy it. But I would never want to pursue that as a career. Because people would say, oh, find something you love, find something you can do every single day, and that's what your career ideology should focus around. I love modding. I love the idea of creating these things, or the idea of setting up this mod list and tweaking the files based around my specific and personal needs. You know, I know there's that Wabberjack thing where you can download mod lists now, and quite frankly, it's great, but I think everybody at some point should mod it themselves. That experience, that learning curve, is invaluable to me. I learned so much spending night after night during my younger years just going at it and trying to figure out what was going wrong and trying to base it around my specific system. Okay, I can't run this graphic. Let me tweak the settings. Let me run my Beth ini. You know, let me change the ini file. Let me tweak these values and see what happens. Let me load up the game. Let me see why this texture isn't loading in. Why is my game lagging? You know, it's annoying at the time, but I've always had an inquisitive nature, so it suited my purposes greatly. But the point I'm getting at here is that even though I found so much joy in those nights, and I didn't even notice the hours passing by, I'd never take a career in IT. Never. I just can't. I don't think I can. I think I'd love it. I'd love this as a hobby. because it's problem solving. It's 100% problem solving, and it's... I think what it is I have my own reasons for doing it. The minute it starts becoming work, and the minute I start having to... I think if I ever had to do mod lists for other people, and sort out their systems, and sort out their specific mods, and go through all of that when I'm not interested, when I'm not even going to play it in the end. If I just had to do that, if I was a person who you send your mod list to, ooh, ATG, awesome. If I was a person who you'd send your mod list to, and my only function was to build it, not to play it, I think I would hate it. I think I'd enjoy the process, but I think eventually I'd come to hate it. Because there'd be no satisfaction, there'd be no payoff. There'd be no gratification. Monetary value? Great. But there's something about seeing your work pay off visually that could mean so much more. Like, I did this. I made this stable. This is playable because of my effort. Like, to me, that was so cathartic. So I love it. And I didn't mind doing it. And just thinking back on how my modding game actually leveled up, that fills me with joy. Because I have the visual memory of that. I can't just say, oh, send me a screenshot to someone, and that's like, oh, you know, neat. Neato, buddy. So, yeah. That's just another, you know, tumble through my brain. But I think it's always personal. I think there are some people who don't mind doing that, who don't need that payoff, that satisfaction. They just like the idea of problem solving. They like the idea of having an issue here, and it needs to be dealt with, and, you know, I can totally see that perspective too. I can see it perfectly. So, yeah. But getting back to the main point. Yeah, I just want to feel like I'm on a journey. So, I've reinstalled Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I'm just playing that game again. And one thing about that game as well that I love is Atlantis. In the DLCs, you get to go to Atlantis, and they knocked that place out of the park. That place is beautiful. Amazingly beautiful. It's the perfect... well, it's not perfect, but it's sort of like... It's the most interesting application of the idea of a perfect society. One where people just get along, where nature is vibrant, but at the same time technology works in tandem with it. You have this city built in the middle of the sea, covered, hidden from the rest of the world by something. And when you go from the Greek world, which is all, you know, mud huts and marble and wood, to these giant monoliths of ancient metal or diffused substance. Now I'm just tossing words out to sound smart. But it's such a contrast to be able to go from those two different civilizations. And I just loved it. I love every minute of it. But Assassin's Creed always strikes up mixed emotions. I think it always will. Simply because I think it's lost sight of what it is. It has. It really has. It doesn't know what it wants to be anymore. This is a game that said in the first game, we're not putting in a crossbow because it wouldn't be historically accurate. Next thing, you're transforming into a crow flying across Asgard, or flying across the 9 realms of Svartalfheim to go fight Surtur for a piece of Eden that may or may not exist in a different realm. And it's become Shadow of War. I just don't know what... I mean, if it's a cash grab, just say it's a cash grab. But, you know, there are talented artists working on this, and I feel like they don't deserve the hate that is generalized with Ubisoft. Like, we all know who's made these stupid decisions. We all know who's done this nonsense. And we all know who's paying for it. Because supply and demand at the end of the day. No one's going to create a product that nobody wants. So, you know, we all buy into it, but I think slowly, because it always happens. It does always happen. It's a pattern. It's a cyclical pattern. Every time a new Assassin's Creed is announced, we all get excited. And we all say, for some reason, this is the one. We said it with Valhalla. We said it with Mirage. You know, because Valhalla, they said, we're going back to stealth. And everybody got excited and said, holy crap, they're finally going back to the Ezio trilogy style of gaming. We finally did it, boys. We're finally going home. And then it turns out, yes, they went back to stealth. But the world is so boring that there was no point. They improved the combat, which is what I heard, which was great. Which meant that if the combat was fun, why would you go stealth if you just want to run in and enjoy the combat? So, very, very different, you know, messages here. What else would they do in... Yeah, so Valhalla, we all got excited for that. We all thought we were going to be Vikings. We all thought we were going to be doing stuff, you know, living that Viking assassin dream that people have wanted since I think Assassin's Creed 2 or Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And then it's kind of like, well, yeah, you kind of did it, but at the same time, it feels lifeless. I don't feel any connection to these characters. There's supposedly this big plot. People liked Basim more than Ivor, I feel. So, you know, when someone likes the side character better than the main character, I think you've done a little bit of an oopsie. But fine, Valhalla happened. Alright, we've done it, we move on, we see what's next. Mirage happens. Basim finally gets a standalone game. Basim, the guy everyone loved, holy crap. Development of someone who wasn't canon, holy moly. Inconceivable for Ubisoft. What happened there? We saw it, and we looked at the gameplay, and it looked a lot more compact, the parkour looked a lot more intimate, the city looked a lot more dense. It wasn't an open field, which was a welcome change. It wasn't an open field, it was a city like Venice, a city like Rome, that felt like there was going to be, you know, it feels like there was going to be a lot of options for parkour. Then there was that introduction of like the bullet time mechanic that they had. Like, we say it's like Assassin whatever silly name they've come up with for it. It's bullet time from Max Payne. Bullet time. And that sort of stirred a few heads where it's like, okay, so you're going back to the old formula, but the superpowers are still here. Alright, I guess we could overlook it. Then you play the game, and you realize that they've gutted it like a trout. The dialogue is flat, the animations are half-baked, and it's disappointing to see. It's so disappointing to see, because you know there are talented people on that team who busted their ass to create the world, to create the environments, who tried to meet deadlines, who probably worked overtime a few nights, you know, struggled their asses off to meet certain deadlines and to create something that looks reminiscent of an ancient world. And every year they do this. And every year it just keeps getting worse and worse, because the game outside of environmental design just starts to let you down. And it hurts to see it. It really does. Like, even Unity. Oh, Unity. They had such a good formula with Unity, but it was just too ambitious for the time. It was too ambitious. But the parkour was magnifique. The city was beautiful. The story was questionable. I didn't like the idea of playing Simpimus Prime. I didn't like that idea at all. Will this work? Yes, it will. Yeah, I didn't like the idea of playing, you know, numero uno Simpimus. I didn't like it. Always running after Elise. Always. Oop, 1 minute. Always running after Elise. What's Elise doing? Holy moly, I need to save Elise. Forget the Brotherhood. Elise is calling me. And, yeah, I didn't appreciate that at all. I didn't appreciate how down bad Anna was for a woman that wasn't even in half the game. And, you know, even when she was in the game, she just kept running after another man. I mean, not in a romantic sense, but essentially she was running after another man the entire game. So, Anna was always going to be second fiddle. And yet, I'm supposed to feel attached to this romantic love story that they have. I came here to assassinate people, work in the shadows to serve the light, save the people from the corruption of the Templars, you know, get revenge, the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards, and you made me play some kind of half-assed version of the Notebook. Yeah, I think somewhere along the line, the wrong people started making the wrong decisions, and nobody said anything about it. And I just don't get why... I don't get why gaming feels like... Ooh, not bad. I don't get why gaming feels like it's always in a perpetual state of they're not getting it right. And I know that's a very, very, very ignorant take. A very ignorant take. But I feel like a lot of my takes are ignorant because that's when the best discussions can happen. You can tell me, oh, I don't agree with what you say. Okay, well, why don't you agree? Well, because such and such and such. Okay, but now that you've brought up such and such, that actually makes me think about this thing that I've now, you know, come up with. Now that could then say this, this and that. Oh, but now that you mentioned this, this and that, that's made me think of, you know, something else. And that's how the best discussions happen. By being vague, but also saying enough to spark a thought process. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. Gaming to me just feels like I like single player games now. I do enjoy single player games. It's fun to play with friends, but I feel like the older you are, the more you want to just tackle things at your own pace. It's your journey. It's your world. I don't know. Maybe it's just that kind of mindset. Solitary. We all feel it at some points where we just want to break. Just to break away from things. Yeah, that's exactly what a break is. Good job, Sesh. Great thinking right there. Great process. I wish Nobel Prize for that one, lad. Absolutely amazing. Come on, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. 4,000 for that, whatchamacallit. So let's see if we can farm up. Because then that's 2 legendary chests. Because that's not the natural spawning legendary chest. It never spawns in the middle of nowhere. That is pure RNG right there. So that means we're guaranteed 2 legendaries this round. That's magical. Absolutely magical. And this is going to be a very long episode, but you know what? I don't give a monkeys. Play this on the second screen. Play it on your tablet. Play it on a car ride, on the train. Maybe if you're on the toilet. Hi, how you doing? I hope it's going well for you. You know, it's about just hanging out, you know? We're spending our time together. Yes, you could go pay for Amaranth's OnlyFans. I don't blame you. But will the future you blame you? Will the future you suffer because of the you now making these irrational decisions? Who knows? Maybe time will tell. I wonder. No, actually, that's actually a stupid idea. But I don't know why I thought about it. I started thinking just now. What if you get sponsored by an OnlyFans model? And what I mean, this is some weird thing that I potentially think could happen. I think we're depraved enough that this might happen. Imagine if you get big enough that OnlyFans girls say to you, hey, I want to maybe sponsor, or maybe if I give you like free access to my OnlyFans, could you like promote it? Or not promote it, but sort of like, could you just give me a shout out? Sort of like, it's sort of like a sponsor, but instead of giving you money, they give you access to their OnlyFans. In exchange for you giving them a shout out. That actually might be happening already. I don't know. I'm very out of touch with the internet. I'm very out of touch with what goes on. It just seems like every day or every week there's a new thing that I'm just completely surprised about. Like that Cat Williams interview. That came out of nowhere. But it was the most entertaining 2 hours of my life. Or maybe 2.5 hours, you know. But I enjoyed the hell out of that. And honestly, I agree with it. A lot of what he said holds some weight. Especially the point where he said that, you know, the first thing these people do when they take shortcuts to become rich and famous is pretend that they didn't. Or pretend like it didn't happen. I find that very, very, very interesting. And I think that carries a lot of weight. I also noticed that no one actually said he was wrong. Which is definitely something that speaks volumes without saying a word. DoOs. Ooh. Okay, so this run is guaranteed to continue through one sticky situation. DoOs is not bad. Don't know how I feel about DoOs though. I think probably the best item. I think that is the best item we could have got for this character. So I'm not too upset about that. I'll be honest with you. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, doesn't look like that anything's down there. So I'm thinking it might be maybe up in the tree. I don't know. But I can farm here, at least. I can just farm for everything here. Let's see what we've got here. Safer spaces, okay. Oh, oh, oh. I was a little too slow on that one. I'll admit, I was slow. Yeah, okay, it's up here. It should roughly be about the same price then, no? Let me up. Let me up. I love the kind of woman that will actually just kill me. That's a great clip by Mr. Gianni. I should actually see what he's up to recently. I haven't looked at his channel much recently. But he was one of the reasons I got into doing those little dubbed videos that I used to do. Actually, I do have one that I did recently because a friend sent me a meme of a wizard. And I'm good at doing wizards. Because I am a wizard. But, yeah, so I did it. Same price. Okay, cool. So I did it. And I need to put it out. Because why not? You know? Everything in life is kind of just one big why not. And then from there you make your informed decision. You don't make an uninformed decision, you make an informed decision. And that's what dictates your actions. I want to receive healing, please. Boop. Boop. We're just going on a money routine right now. It's not really doing the greatest right now. It's a bit slow, but hopefully we can speed up the process. Whoop. What's that? Oh, another frost relic. Give me that. I mean, it's not too bad, but I think there are so many different things I could have got. Rejuvenation rack would have been good. Ooh. What else would have been good? Tesla coil would have been good. Aegis was kind of doo-doo, so that's kind of off my list for Rex. Warband is doo-doo too. All these build videos. I've just been on a build thing recently as well, because I started Guild Wars 2 again. I played Guild Wars 2 a long time ago, like last year. Probably this time last year actually. And then I just never touched it again. And then I came back recently. I get what they mean now when they say it's a game that you can just pick up and drop whenever you want. There's no rush. Or there's no pressure to perform. You just stop and start whenever you feel like it. Oh no. Hide behind the tree. Trees are safety. I do want to get rid of you though, before I get into anything hairy. I would like a band maybe, a Renald's band, or a Kajaro's. That'd be pretty useful. Whoa, big damage. From what? Stinky. Yeah, let me see if I can get up there. Let's see if I can get on top. There we go. Oh. Oh. If it does a Nova, I'm dead. I think that's the dangers of Rex as well. He's always at 1 health. Well, not 1 health, but he always has his one-shot protection gone. I don't like this. I don't like it at all. I'm just getting... I don't know why he can't dodge that easily. Like these lasers, he just can't seem to dodge them. Or I can't seem to dodge them. Like when it's commando, I have no issue just jumping out of the way and sort of like twisting around. But what the oh Dios, shit, yeah, that's right. But I'm getting real tired of just being this thing that just doesn't move. Hope this doesn't do anything. Alright, you need to just go because you're constantly firing that Nova and it's not doing me any favors. And I'm getting kind of annoyed with this fight now. I'm just getting annoyed with Rex, to be fair. I'm getting a bit mad. I'll admit it. I'm not ashamed. I'm getting mad. Because it just seems like he's a walking just... He just takes it all. There's no avenue to quickly change direction. There's no hey, things are a bit different now. Just no, it's just I'm a brick. A brick is what I was meant to be. Ah, yep. Yeah, I knew it. He was way too slow to get into cover. Ay. That was kind of painful. I didn't like that at all. The 2 runs, both of them kind of died the same way. I think legitimately died the same way. But hell, it's done. It's done now and I don't have to look back. Yeah, because look, these abilities are not that great. Reducing their movement speed, armor, and damage. Okay, that's a lie. That's a big lie. Reduce damage by 40%. So I did 40% damage lowered, decrease to those wandering vagrants, and they still managed to take out... They still managed to take me out with a DoS, with, I think, 2 elixirs. I'm starting to think it's not me. I'm starting to think Rex is just big doo-doo. He is kind of big doo-doo. Minus 50. Yeah, I don't like his playstyle at all. But hey, at least I tried. I did something that made me uncomfortable. So, yeah, important to reducing the strength of strong enemies. I think he is a co-op person. Rex is someone you don't take solo. He's very bad for solo. So, if you've learned anything, as I have from this run, or from these 2 runs, is that Rex is absolute arse when it comes to running solo games. The more you know.